Yo, what is up YouTube, man? Season 6 has arrived, and with it, some new animations. In today's video, we're going to be testing out the new Kawhi Leonard dribble pull-up in NBA 2K23. If you guys are new, if you don't drop me a like and subscribe, of course, I do appreciate it a ton. It helps me out a ton. In real life, you know, Kawhi Leonard is that mid-range specialist nowadays. He hits post fades. Everybody remembers when he hit that fadeaway mid-range shot against the Sixers to get the Toronto Raptors to eventually be in the NBA championships. Kawhi Leonard, man, an amazing player. It is unfortunate he's been dealing with injuries these last few years. Let me know what you guys think about Kawhi Leonard as a player, what you guys think about the Clippers' postseason chances this year. Let's get right into it. So as you can see, going to the right, this is a smooth, hard to contest animation. Now, you're going to see, once you go to the left, it's a little bit different. But the fading to the right, or the ball dominant hand, because of course if you're left-handed, it will be vice versa for you. But a lot of fades are like that. A lot of them have a really good animation going to the ball dominant hand, and then once you do the other side, you know, right there, it's a little bit slower. It's easier to contest. Now, as you can see, and as you are going to see in this video, it's still greenable. But for a lot of people, when it comes to animations, they gotta be pretty much as fast as possible. People always want the quickest jump shots. People want the quickest dribble moves. This isn't going to be the quickest animation for you. Now, there are some perks to having animations that maybe they're not as fast, but they're a lot harder to contest, like the Kevin Durant dribble pull-up, which is my favorite dribble pull-up on big man, and on builds like 6'8", 6'9" swing type builds. Overall, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know that this is a great dribble pull-up to try on. When it comes to like 6'9", 6'8", you know, the meta type builds that 85% of players have, I would say for me, Kevin Durant is the best by far and away dribble pull-up. Now, a lot of people do not like the Kevin Durant at all. A lot of people like faster dribble pull-ups, so they use something like normal one. Even Devin Booker is a little bit fast, but it's not like game-breaking fast. It's nowhere near like the same meta as, say, the Trae Young fade that every single tiny guard uses in Comp Pro Am and Rec and Park if they're not using Steph Curry. So, if you're looking for something, if you don't like the Kevin Durant, this could be the fade for you. Now, like I said, if you're going to the left like I'm doing right here, maybe that's a bit too slow for you. Maybe you're somebody that can actually time two different fade animations, because if you guys don't know, that is why the Trae Young fade is the way it is. That's why it's meta, is because you can let go of RT, and it doesn't matter if you're going to the left or right. You will get the same animation every single time. It's easier for people to hit dribble pull-ups, to hit any shot really, whenever they're going to get the same timing every single time. The only thing that can mess it up is if you're tired, which slows it down. Let me know if you guys have been using it already, if I'm a little bit behind you posting this video. I haven't seen anybody I've played against use it quite yet. You know, Season 6, people aren't really looking for new animations. But of course, you never know what's going to come out if you are like me, using the same meta animations all year. It's not going to be fun. You're trying to give yourself a bit of a challenge. You want to have a different feel for the game. And trust me when I say, whenever you try out different animations, it can completely feel like you're playing a different type of game. It can make you play differently than what you were expecting, like with this fade, you know. I can't be going into this expecting to get the fastest uncontestable fade possible, since it's going to be a bit slower. I'm changing my game style up to make sure I have that type of space I need. For the rest of the video, man, let's talk about Kawhi Leonard. Where do you think that this man can really be on the all-times player list? Because, I mean, early career, you know, he's this 3 and D, and you know, even saying 3 is kind of stretching it, because he wasn't that insane of a shooter or being known as a shooter, but he was a great defender. Helped the Spurs win a championship with, you know, I mean, he probably was pretty close to being the best player on the team. I think people would still argue that the older, you know, Tim Duncan, maybe some other players on the Spurs were just as good, if not better. But if I remember it right, I'm pretty sure Kawhi Leonard was still the best player on that team. Went to Toronto, won them a championship. It was disappointing that he didn't stay with the Raptors, because that could have been something going for quite a few years. They had a lot of good young players. But I think with Kawhi, I think he just wanted to live in LA. I think he wasn't interested in staying in Toronto, which is kind of wild because you would think people want to move to LA for marketing things. But I think Kawhi just likes the weather, likes the city. Who knows what he does. But now recently with the injuries, with him not playing that much, there's only so great of a player you can be, you know, with not playing that many games, you know, like there's players that were amazing, like Tracy McGrady, you know, we could go on, but because they were injured, because their career cut short, I mean, even somewhat Allen Iverson, you could say, we don't consider them top 10. Kawhi Leonard, I think he would have the skill set to enter that conversation, especially too if he would have stayed with Toronto, won some championships there. But the way it's looking, I think he's just going to be another one of those really great players that had some injury histories that, you know, we think maybe at his peak was one of the best players in the league, but he wasn't consistent enough. He didn't win enough championships. Now, if he does win a championship with the Clippers in the next few years, that would make the conversation quite interesting because I don't think anybody is quite expecting the Clippers to go all the way. Paul George is out with an injury right now too. We're not sure if he's going to be in the playoffs. It could be an interesting way to kind of start that. And especially too if he wins a championship, if he just starts a nice kind of healthy, playing lots of games run to end his career, because they did make those changes where you got to play a lot of games now to actually qualify for rewards. I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think. This is Tonic. I will catch you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.